sisters and a cocktail. However, we're having 2 sisters and breakfast. Sherrie, what are you having for breakfast? Tell us about it.
Eggs and pancakes.
I'm having eggs and pancakes as well. Thank you. So, Traveling Sister made a video talking about those in the diaspora who had moved to Tanzania and they are actually relegated to returning back to the West. What say you, Mrs.?
About what? People who came here and went back to the West? What are you talking about?
Yes.
What about it? Are you asking me why I think they went back? Are you asking me how I feel
Give
about
us your
it?
thoughts. I know it's breakfast, you're not doing morning like that, but just give it to us.
I don't care. I think people need to do their research before they come. And don't do like me. Blow through your budget. Just be careful. Like, do your research. The difference between Tanzania and Ghana, the difference between Tanzania and Gambia, and all these other places, Uganda. Do your research. Just because Tanzania works for Traveling Sister and all those other YouTubers that you see, doesn't mean it's gonna work for you.
Facts.
Just because Ghana works for me and Lizzabitty and all of the YouTubers that you see, doesn't mean it's gonna work for you. There are 54 countries. Try them. Experiment. I mean, people advise that you visit the country that you're thinking about moving to. I just moved to Ghana because I knew this is where I was supposed to be, but everybody is not. I'm not gonna say I'm like some spiritual guru, but I trust
in a sense.
I trust my intuition.
Yes.
It has always worked for me, and I talk
Discernment.
about that all the time. Exactly. So I knew that this is where I was supposed to be. So although I was in Tanzania for 4.5 months, it never felt like home. And I'm not saying that, you know, other people love it there. That's their first and last country. They know that that's where they're supposed to be. But for me, it's a very beautiful country. The people are really nice. I learned a bit of Swahili, and it was okay, but it doesn't have a lot of the stuff that I like shallow things like upscale dining. There's not a lot of that there, and I like that.
Okay.
To be honest, and I know that's petty, but that's me. Like, I'm not looking to recreate New York on the continent of Africa, but I'm one of those people. I like to brunch. I like cocktails. I like to get dressed up and do that sometimes. And not to say you can't do that in Tanzania, but it's just a different vibe for me. And when I reached Ghana, from the airport, when I saw the guys in their Visa and they worked for Visa and it was green.
Yes.
I was just like, I don't know. I don't know what it was. I just felt like, okay, this is where I'm gonna be.
But no, I think in that regard, so as you said, there's 54 countries. I've long said that 2 things.
Mm-hmm.
1, this may not be for everyone.
Mm-mm.
That's the first thing. And 2, you have a plethora of places to choose from. So if Tanzania is not for you, it doesn't mean that the other 53 countries are not for you.
Go next door to Kenya.
You're gonna have to find your own personal niche. Because we're all different.
Mm-hmm.
We are not a monolith. And people who try to put us in a box to say such, they're flawed in their thinking. We are not a monolith to say that this place will work for everyone, or this place. You know, my time in Tanzania, I've been to Tanzania twice. And it has been quite some time ago. But I will say, I find that it is family oriented in that. If you're looking for a quiet, what I call countryside place to raise your children, then that's where you need to go.
Right.
I am no one's parent, and it ain't for me. It just ain't for me. Because Elizabeth likes to get it in, and that just, you know. So, I'm not negating what's better for you in your situation versus what's good for mine. My situation is different, just as you said. So I think people need to think outside the box. Because just because Ghana is so high profile right now, it doesn't mean it's for you and your children.
Right. Absolutely.
Again, we're single women,
Yeah.
so our stories and testimonies are different, even though my sister here is a mother. So it's just different, and you're gonna have to find what works for you. And her discernment for her in her personal life does not equate to mine in my personal life. So think of that as well, because you may have your own personal spirit of discernment, and maybe these other places are not reaching and talking out to you. Maybe Gabon is for you. Maybe Angola is for you. Maybe
Uganda.
yeah, all of that.
Egypt.
So, yes,
Marshall is
yes.
doing very well in Egypt.
Yes,
She's doing, I mean,
of course.
you know, thank you, Sandra. She's doing very well there. It has worked out for her.
Of
So
course, of course.
it's like there. I mean, there are so many. I mean, he's a man, but King Obatunde,
Yes.
Obatunde is doing well in Uganda. JT did well in Burkina Faso. Now
Yes.
he's in Nairobi. Like, Cuddy is in Burkina Faso.
Yeah.
Like, there are so many of us all over the continent. It's not just Ghana and Tanzania, but even within Ghana, I prefer Accra, and before I got here, I thought I would prefer the central region. But I had to be very realistic with myself. Even though I've been African-centered for a long time, I'm very American, and I'm more American than I realized. This is the third continent that I've lived on, but I'm more American than I realize. I'm born and raised in America. So for me, I like Accra, and I specifically like East Legon and East Legon Hills, but everything is in East Legon, and I like that. I like to be able to walk down to the market. I like to be able to walk and get a cocktail. Like, I like to be able to walk to a salon and get a manicure and a pedicure. Like and I'm big on aesthetics. Like, I like how things look.
Yeah.
And all of those things are very shallow, and it doesn't make people,
Well,
other people don't
also
require that.
that you're visual.
Yes.
I wouldn't say necessarily aesthetics, but I think it's more that you are a visual person.
Yes,
And we
it's
all
true.
different.
I
Yes.
like that. I'm like, oh, is that like shiny things? But also with it doesn't stop at Accra. It doesn't stop at Cape Coast. So our friend is outside of Kumasi, and she's doing very well. A couple of hours outside of Kumasi is there are so many places to go. There are 16 regions in Ghana. So even within Ghana, you can't just come and stop at Accra or stop at Cape. I mean, you can, but it's so much to see. You can't just come here and stay in Accra.
Right, they could, but then they would be missing out.
Yeah, you come to Accra and then you determine that you don't like Ghana when there are 16 other regions. Or you go to Cape Coast for a day and you go to the Volta region for a day. No, you have to spend some time. But people say, oh, the vibe is not there, and I get that too, because I felt like that about other places. This is only my 4th African country. So, I mean, but I felt like that about Tanzania. It wasn't for me, but I will go back because in the time that I was there, I met people that are my friends. I consider my friends. So I'm going to go back at some point next year and visit and spend some time at the beach because I stayed in city center. So I'm going to give the beach area a chance this time. And then I'll make my way to Kenya and Uganda and some other places that I want to see that I haven't, Zimbabwe and those places that I haven't seen. That's another thing, Zimbabwe, Zambia. One of our buddies is doing well in Zambia. So there are so many, check these places out. Just check them out for yourself because everyone is different and everyone requires something different. So just don't get caught up in the YouTubers who are living their best life. You gotta find what works for you and live your best life.
I totally agree. So thank you for tuning in to this episode of Two Sisters and Cocktail. However, it's Two Sisters and Breakfast. Lizzabitty and